Good evening. This news are coming to you live from our studios here at Kanda. My name is Clara Mlano. We are live on GTV, JBC News and DSTV on channel 278. To our first story. A new publication chronicling the life and works of Reverend Father Andrew Campbell is out on the bookshelves with its title, The Leper's Priest. It walks a reader through his childhood to his missionary work and tells of his unwavering commitment and support for cured lepers in Ghana over the past 50 years. The life story of Reverend Father Andrew Campbell was unveiled by a former Chief Justice, Mrs. Justice Georgina Theodora Wood.
The Leper's Priest is a 6-chapter, 200-page literary work. It talks about Reverend Father Andrew Campbell's family, his childhood, and his 13-day journey from Dublin, Ireland, through Liverpool to Ghana in 1971. The book also details Reverend Father Campbell's work as a priest in Ghana, his first association with a cured leper, and the over 40 years of work for the cured lepers in Ghana. Today, Father Andrew Campbell is the voice of cured lepers in Ghana. It was his idea to set up the Lepers Aid Committee to raise support for the over 1,000 cured lepers. He also started the Christ the King Parish Soup Kitchen to support street children. The author of the book, Maria Kusana, said she was inspired by the desire of Father Andrew Campbell to support humanity.
We often think that poverty is an excuse to commit crime or to justify whatever that is not acceptable that we do. But when you read Father's story, that is not true. His humble background indicates that good can come. It's no justification to commit crime if you are poor.
A former Second Lady, Mrs. Matilda Misatha, in reviewing the book, said the publication captures the true nature of Reverend Father Andrew Campbell, which is inspired by Mother Teresa. The Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, described Father Andrew Campbell as a carer of humanity.
Through his works in the past 50 years, we have improved the fight against leprosy and made new discoveries in that area through better collaboration with the National Leprosy Program under the Ghana Health Service. Surveillance has improved, case finding has increased, and treatment has reached more people. He gives us hope that we can do more for the good of our people.
A former Chief Justice, Mrs. Justice Georgina Theodora Wood, said the book teaches how to show care to the underprivileged in society.
The Leper's Priest is truly empowering. It does challenge us to deeply and soberly reflect on what we can do to make life better for each other.
The first copy of the book was bought by the Vice President for President Akufo-Addo and himself for 50,000 cedis.
The Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Ekufu-Dampare, has charged the general public to be security conscious and assist the police by reporting illegal activities in society. He was speaking at the annual Thanksgiving service of Aglow International at the Blackstar Square in Accra.
Mausu ene oban enye the Bible a wo kan da bia no. Amen. Na nipa ehu a wo hu se Bible na ekono.
Members of Aglow International, an interdenominational organization of Christian women, converge annually to praise and worship God for a successful and peaceful year. Over 2,000 women were at the Independence Square in Accra for the event. The women's group prayed for the presidency, parliamentarians, judiciary, the media, and the various security agencies in the country. They also prayed for an incident-free Christmas season. The Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Ekufu-Dampare, who graced the occasion, advised the public to emulate the lifestyle of Christ and be each brother's keeper. He said he is committed to maintaining integrity, of the police service.
A free Emra policy about my mu, ebesine, yenim se, yehunsem ye bebre, ebi efim sin, ebi emma mu enya jidie mu, eno ene minua no mo a yehwe adwuma no so se yate yehu na ye pese ye sakra nti mo ene sakra.
Amen. Amen.
Mo ene sakra na mo boya me sakra yi yenso ye beye de se ye bia embema ensakra no ayemre.
The National Prayer Director of Aglow Ghana, Mrs. Gifty Afenyidaze, advised the youth, parents and pastors to lead exemplary lives to promote development in the country.
Moving up north, the National Road Safety Authority says 42 people died through road accidents from January to October this year in the Upper West region. 239 people were also injured within the same period. This was announced at the launch of the Stay Alive campaign by the Road Safety Authority at WA.
The Stay Alive campaign is one of the strategies adopted by the National Road Safety Authority to reduce crashes, injuries and deaths on the road. Most people attribute these incidents to the devil, though they are perpetuated by either drivers, passengers or pedestrians. With the slogan, Jai Obonsam Ejumano, the authority is urging all not to behave like the devil. Mr. Kwame Owusu Abrakwa is the acting Upper West Regional Director of the NRSA.
There's car somewhere, there's a road somewhere where you have an accident and where you die or where you have your injury. Somebody just pass there and go. We cannot change anything, but me and you can stop the candy. So we say that, yes, we have to stop being devil's advocate. We don't have to do that. We have to stop taking our own life and care for ourselves and our loved ones.
The Upper West Regional Coordinating Director, Mr. Peter Mala, said the campaign could not have come at a better time considering the number of accidents on the roads. Mr. Mala advised drivers to be responsible.
The launch of the Stay Alive campaign is to reduce road accidents ahead of the Christmas festivities in the Upper West region. The campaign Stay Alive #Jai Abonsan Jumano is meant to create awareness of the need for discipline on the part of road users. The National Road Safety Authority is fully aware of this present danger of how it affects economic and social development in the country. The campaign being launched is born out of the belief to reduce the carnage on our roads. This campaign is to be anchored on our individuals and collective obligations to be more conscious, involved and responsible rather than pointing fingers.
The Regional Police Commander, ACP Peter Indekugri, entreated motorists to abide by road traffic regulations in order not to endanger the lives of other road users. He advised travelers to demand to know the identity of taxi drivers and tricycle riders before engaging their services.
The Eastern Regional Command of the Ghana National Fire Service recorded 165 outbreaks between the months of January and March last year, as against 22 fires recorded the same period this year. This, according to the National Fire Service, shows an 87% decrease in fire outbreaks at the launch of the 2021 anti-bushfire campaign at Soyoko in the New Durban North Municipality of the Eastern Region. The Regional Fire Officer of the Command, Madam Jennifer Quay, attributed the reduction to its intensive fire safety campaigns in communities in the region.
A Global Forest Watch report shows that about 1.7 million hectares of land got burnt in the early months of 2021 in Ghana during the harmattan season between the period of January and March. It attributed the fires to refuse burning, group hunting, cattle rearing, smoking and honey harvesting. It is to educate people on fire safety that the Eastern Regional Command of the Ghana National Fire Service annually launches the anti-bushfire campaign during the harmattan season. The Eastern Regional Fire Officer, ACF 41 Jennifer Quay, said fire volunteers can assist to prevent bushfires.
90% of the total bushfire outbreaks were recorded between the months of January and March. This year, however, 22 bushfires were recorded within the same peak period, that is between January to March, recording 87% decrease as compared to the past year. It is our fervent prayer that in the forthcoming years, our devoted fire volunteers will continue to dedicate their time and effort to support Ghana National Fire Service and stakeholders in the fight against bushfire.
The municipal chief executive for the New Drabin North Municipal Assembly, Madam Comfort Asante, gave statistics on fire outbreaks in the eastern region. She called for a change in attitude of those who cause bushfires. The Kontihene of the New Drabin traditional area, Nana Bafo Nyantechi Tutubuating, stressed the need for the government to provide fire officers and volunteers with safety equipment to enable them to work effectively.
From 2022, the University of Ghana Business School alumni will introduce the Business Excellence Awards. It will applaud Ghanaian businessmen who have distinguished themselves and transformed society through their ingenuity. The president of the University of Ghana Business School Alumni Association, Dr. Kweku Fosu Asare, disclosed this at the association's end-of-year gathering in Accra.
The University of Ghana Business School Alumni Association is a network that reconnects old students of the business school. It is an opportunity to share ideas and strategies while building synergies. At the 2021 gathering, members took stock of the year and proposed new initiatives for the ensuing year. One prominent feature for the group in 2021 was the celebration of the National Chocolate Day. Members of the association visited a cocoa farm in the eastern region to celebrate cocoa farmers. It was the association's way of letting farmers know how valuable they are. Dr. Kweku Ofosu Asare is the president of the University of Ghana Business School Alumni Association. He gave some more details on what lies ahead in 2022.
We'll be having the Business Excellence Award next year, next April, which is so crucial, and it's going to be the first of its kind. It's a unique and a novelty idea, and we launched it last year, and everybody is looking up to it.
Leaders of the University of Ghana Business School believe that social networks will help members cultivate a culture of helping and giving back to society in a sustainable manner.
It's been long days of hard work and definitely time to recognize the efforts of staff of the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation's technical departments. It was to give a pat on the back to the department staff for their support, commitment and sense of duty thus far, even through difficult times.
From the production control room to outside broadcast, these men and women have traveled the length and breadth of the country, sometimes for work. So, as the year winds down, management of the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation has had a sit-down with these critical staff to take a break, wine, dine and dance. The staff were rewarded for their hard work throughout the year. About 13 workers were presented with special packages for their commitment to duty throughout 2021. This is its maiden edition and saw various personalities from various departments receive their award. The Director General of the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, Professor Amin Al-Hassan, says this will be an annual event to celebrate the efforts of its staff and also say Ayiko to motivate them to do more. He again congratulated all deserving workers and challenged them to do even better.
It is the best form of recognition you can get. And I hope next year a set of winners will emerge, having seen the fact that GBC will recognize hard work. Beyond technical production, corporate GBC as a whole had a very good year. We worked hard together, and we're able to meet our targets.
Some recipients of awards in this maiden ceremony spoke to the news team. Mr. Clement Tewia took the overall prize for his untiring support.
It feels so good to be awarded today. We know that we are doing a great work, but by the grace of God, if people have seen it, I know that God is seeing what we are doing, but if people have seen what we have doing and they have rewarded us, I feel so good and feel so proud.
I thank the management of Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. Thank you.
It's been long days of hard work and definitely time to recognize the efforts of staff of the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation's technical department. It was to give a pat on the back to the department staff for all their support, commitment and sense of duty thus far, even through difficult times.
The Ministry of Sanitation and Water Resources has secured a 65.5-acre land at Eidan in the South municipality of the Greater Accra region to construct a new engineered landfill site. This follows the decommissioning and re-engineering of the Kpong landfill site.
When the landfill site is constructed, it will deal with final waste treatment and disposal to augment the investment made by the private sector. The ministry is also constructing a waste transfer station at the Ghana Atomic Energy Commission, which will help address the problem of hauling rubbish over a long distance, especially for those within the northern enclave of the Greater Accra region. The ministry says it is collaborating with the various metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies, MMDAs, to put in place the necessary measures to sensitize and vigorously enforce the sanitation bylaws. This is to ensure high compliance and attitudinal change among citizens towards environmental cleanliness. The Environmental Service Providers Association was commended for its support to the sector ministry.
A strong relationship between the public and private sectors indeed is crucial to ensuring that the gains talked so far are sustained, which further encourages sustainable investments. That there is a need for us to work together to ensure that we progress.
The president of the Environmental Service Providers Association, Dr. Joseph Siao Ijepong.
In the waste management stream, you have collection, you have transporting, and you have treatment. Now, in terms of collection, we go to houses and collect refuse. But the assembly, by the bylaws, is the assembly that fixes the fees. Sometimes it takes about 5 years. Our fees have not been reviewed. More than 4 or 5 years, our fees have not been reviewed. But we are providing the same services. The distances are even getting farther, and spare parts and other things are getting. So these are the issues that we are dealing with.
The ESPA's 5th annual gathering was held with the theme Public-Private Sector Engagement for Sustainable Waste Management.
Now to the Volta region, where the Regional Directorate of the Ghana Health Service is educating and inoculating people in their homes and public places to boost its vaccination campaign. According to the Directorate, the COVID-19 vaccination coverage in the region is low compared to other regions of the country due to hesitancy.
The Volta Regional Health Directorate of the Ghana Health Service has set 1,055,000 as the targeted number of people to be vaccinated in the region. The Directorate has so far taken delivery of 500,000 doses of AstraZeneca, Johnson & Johnson, Moderna and Pfizer vaccines since it started the vaccination campaign early this year. Over the period, about 216,000 people, representing 20%, have been inoculated, out of which 65,000, representing 6%, have taken their second doses. 16,000 out of 160,000 doses of the various COVID-19 vaccines that were deployed last month expired and have been discarded due to vaccine hesitancy. The Deputy Volta Regional Director of Health in charge of public health, Dr. Senanu Jukutu, in an interview with GBC News, was worried about the development considering the investments government makes in procuring the vaccines and the efforts of health workers in the vaccination campaign. He said complacency on the part of especially the youth in the region has been a major challenge. Dr. Jukutu said Misinformation about the COVID-19 vaccines is also a contributory factor to the low turnout.
Complacency amongst our youthful population who think that they are already immune from COVID-19, or because they have not really come into close contact with people who have had COVID-19 virus, they think that it is very far away from them. They do not appreciate the health impact that COVID-19 come with.
GBC News solicited the views of some people at the whole central market with regards to wastage of the COVID-19 vaccines.
I didn't take it because I don't think it's safe, because people are taking it and they are falling sick. Sometimes when people went to take it, I don't know, they'll be complaining that their joint part of the body is paining them.
And our lecturers have been advising us the reason why we should take it, and I don't see any problem in taking the jab. We are just trying to protect ourselves from the virus.
I don't have a reason for not taking the vaccine. Just that I was a little bit busy. I was going off and on in town, but I make my mind that maybe during this week I will try my best and do it.
Dr. Jokoto disclosed that the Directorate has deployed mobile teams to homes and public places to ramp up its vaccination drive.
We have deployed static teams and we also have mobile teams. Sometimes we even have to go house to house. We arrange with families so that when there's any major event that will bring a lot of people together, we go there and speak to them and vaccinate them.
There are currently 15 active cases of COVID-19 in the region.
Students of the School of Ophthalmic Nursing, Public Health Nursing, and the Preoperative and Critical Care Nursing of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital continue to grapple with infrastructural and logistical challenges, which is set to hamper teaching and learning. Sending of students who have successfully completed their studies at the school, the principal of ophthalmic nursing, Mrs. Stella Enchubosiakon, appealed to governments and benevolent organizations to come to their aid. A report by Sarah Ofori.
Over 400 students made up of 175 perioperative and critical nurses, 121 ophthalmic nurses, and 113 public health nurses constitutes the 2020 batch of graduates. They were awarded first, second, and third class Bachelors of Science degrees in nursing by the University of Cape Coast. Due to COVID-19, the dynamics of teaching and learning were transformed to using audiovisual tools, which informed the theme for this year's graduation, that is, digitally mediated education in the specialist nursing schools.
Most of our students are from the rural areas, and having regular internet access becomes a big challenge. Some have to travel to other convenient towns for internet access. This, we all know, can be very frustrating. Hostel accommodation is a big challenge. Students are sent to 15 centers across the country, and transporting them to and fro becomes difficult. Sometimes assigned tutors would want to accompany them for monitoring purposes, but because of lack of a school bus, it becomes a challenge.
To augment the national agenda of promotive health care, the University of Cape Coast has introduced a number of innovative courses to train more specialists.
We currently have programs in medicine, optometry, pharmacy, physician assistantship, medical laboratory science, biomedical sciences, diagnostic radiography and sonography, nursing and midwifery, sports and exercise science, nutrition and dietetics, and health information management. This makes it pertinent to adopt innovative means of delivery and from time to time evaluate these approaches in this era of COVID-19.
A special advisor at the Ministry of Health, Dr. Bafo Iwa, said the ministry has taken note of the challenges faced by the schools.
The Ministry of Health recognizes the numerous challenges confronting all the schools in the areas of infrastructure, transport facilities, child development, training logistics, staff accommodation, facility for students, as sponsorship for students training.
Mr. Solomon Ankama, Miss Angela Asante, and Miss Comfort Mahia Antoinette Kwame were the valedictorians of the perioperative and critical care, ophthalmic, and public health 2020 nursing classes, respectively. Sarah for GBC News, Accra.
26 patients who were treated at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital but couldn't leave the facility because of their inability to pay their medical bills have now been discharged. A charity organization paid half of the bills while government absorbed the rest.
The beneficiaries of the humanitarian gesture were patients in the pediatric and labor wards. Some were mothers who gave birth about 2 months ago but remained in the ward because of financial difficulty. One of such patients has been in the ward for almost 6 months after her treatment. Although deliveries are for free, some of them had complications and underwent operations, which is not for free. The chairperson of Passion for Needy, Mrs. Janet Togbo L. Ashka, presented a check for 25,000 Ghana cedis, which covered 50% of the outstanding medical bills, while government bore the remaining 50%. Mrs. Togbo L. Ashka said the assistance forms part of the organization's objective of complementing government's efforts in various areas such as health, education, and social welfare. In addition to paying the medical bills, Passion for Needy also gave each of the 26 patients some cash for their transport back home and for their upkeep for a period. This package constituted about 2,000 Ghana cedis. Since its inception in 2009, Passion for Needy has supported hospitals, schools, individuals and communities in various ways. The Chief Nursing Officer Administration at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, Madame Grace Anyomi, appealed to philanthropists and benevolent organizations to help foot the medical bills of patients in need so they can vacate the hospital beds for others.
In answering the call for a befitting health facility to cater for the health needs of students of the Accra Academy School, the 1975-year group of the school has provided a new school clinic. The 800,000 Ghana cedis facility has been inaugurated by the financiers of the facility.
The school clinic, funded by the 1975-year group, comprised of a pharmacy, polytanks for water storage, admission ward, consulting and changing rooms, nurses station, a storeroom and a wash bay. The facility is aimed at providing first aid and emergency care to the sick or injured students. The handing ceremony received support of different year groups. A happy headmaster, Mr. Emmanuel Fiamawale, described the gesture as a noble cause. He said the facility, which passes for a corporate social responsibility project, will not only benefit the school, but the whole community. He challenged current students of the school to take their studies seriously and draw inspiration from the gesture by the Blair 75 group. In expressing their joy for the facility, speaker after speaker appealed to all students of the various year groups to come back to support their alma mater. There was a clarion call for the maintenance of the facility by the school authority. The president of the Blair 1975-year group, Mr. Louis Norte, spoke to GBC News.
We have built this clinic to commemorate our 50th anniversary when we entered this school. It cost us almost 800,000 Ghana cedis. And from contributions from ourselves. So we hope to support the clinic in the maintenance, because the headmaster has mentioned that maintenance of school facilities is a problem.
The construction of the clinic started in 2017 and was completed in 2021. The handing over coincided with the 90th anniversary celebration of Accra Bleu.
The Ghana Institution of Surveyors has presented some computers and its accessories to the University for Environment and Sustainable Development at Sumaya in the Eastern Region. The gesture is in line with the institution's pledge to resource tertiary institutions to be abreast with the ever-changing trends in technology.
Education in recent years has taken a new dimension, especially with the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. Lecturers and students have been forced to rely more on technology than ever before, and more technology is being incorporated into the teaching and learning process. The Ghana Institution of Surveyors, recognizing the imminent gap, is supporting tertiary institutions across the country with computers to facilitate teaching and learning. The institution recently donated some laptop computers to the KNUST to be distributed to students in need of such. The University for Environment and Sustainable Development is benefiting from the gesture for the second time. Presenting the 5 computers to the school, President of the Ghana Institution of Surveyors, Dr. John Aglow, said the board treated the school's request with dispatch, considering the fact that it is a new institution. He added that the doors of the institution are always open to help the university in other areas. Dr. Amaglu indicated that they will donate more computers to other tertiary institutions to champion teaching and learning. The registrar of the school, Mrs. Mary Abene Japon, who received the computers on behalf of the university, was grateful for the gesture. She urged other organizations to emulate the institution.
Still ahead, the Ghana Amalgamated Trust is to be transformed into a permanent entity, and we bring on updates of the Omicron variant cases in the UK. Do stay. Time now for business. The Ghana Amalgamated Trust is to be transformed into a permanent entity. The new company will support Ghanaian companies to expand and take advantage of the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. The Ghana Amalgamated Trust was funded by government based on a private equity module to raise funds and recapitalize some selected indigenous banks that were unable to meet the new increased minimum capital requirements of 400 million Ghana cedis by the deadline.
In 2019, the Ghana Amalgamated Trust was given a temporary mandate of raising funds to recapitalize 5 banks: the Agricultural Development Bank, Omni Bisek, Prudential Bank, Universal Merchant Bank, and the National Investment Bank, NIB. The agenda was to work with the banks and exit its equity stakes after achieving its objectives. A Deputy Minister of Finance, Mr. John Kuma, has however revealed that government intends to transform the firm into a permanent financial institution.
The new GATT will invest to further strengthen the financial sector post-COVID-19. This will support the expansion of medium to large companies and enable them to take advantage of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. The new GATT will partner DBG to provide capital and support for the expansion of medium-scale enterprises to boost exports to the African region.
The institutionalization of GATT into a permanent financial body follows the creation of the National Development Bank, which is also expected to increase access to long-term finance and boost job creation for thousands of businesses in key sectors including agribusiness, manufacturing, ICT, tourism, and other services across the country. GATT has significant equity stakes and representation on the boards of the 5 banks it has invested in. The objective is to formalize its mandate to help transform the selected indigenous banks to become more competitive.
The usual rush for cane baskets that characterizes the season is on the low this time round, according to a cane basket weaver at Cantonments in Accra, Mr. Francis Opini. The business experienced a nosedive since the pandemic began in 2020. He is, however, optimistic that business would be better compared to last year, where the effects of COVID-19 on businesses and households were dire.
The Switchback Road at Cantonments in Accra is one area where most items woven in cane can be purchased in commercial quantities. The place is also well noted for the sale of cane chairs, cane tables and cane baskets, which are normally used for hampers during Christmas and other festivities. This year, producers of the cane baskets say business is yet to pick up. According to Mr. Francis Opuni and Mr. Eric Ofei, the absence of storage and warehousing facilities led to their products being left at the mercies of the weather during the lockdown period. Francis said they are still paying for those losses.
I wish government would promote our handicraft. Any machines be a son ye day, Sempenfono down money, Ashe, na Omotimia, Boy, Yama, Yajuman Swakos, Rebeboa, you for Nibibre. We need financial assistance to meet demand during the Yuletide.
By this time, and to me, Yamongo. Because, I do by this summer, now I finish started. Now, customers and so move by more, and me and Bibi Santi, Cacrabiniana. They are saying, so I find the billionaire Asa. But it was Kaka Crabida. And give it to me, be dear Guho. Nanka, finish 1 year Pia. And can on a boy. A problem then say, Niska, and that way the edge man.
Mr. Kwesi Poku, another basket weaver, called on government to give them a permanent place not far from town. He was, however, positive that as the days go by, business would see an uptick. Mr. Kwabna Dankwa, who has been in the business for close to 2 decades, said it is high time the cane weavers had a craft center purposely for their trade.
They
want to take us to Alimensa, but that would be far for our customers.
Currently, a small cane basket is going for 20 cedis, unlike 15 cedis last year. The medium is also going for 25 cedis compared with 20 cedis last year, and the big baskets are going for 35 cedis compared with 30 cedis last year. The prices of these baskets, according to the traders, may go up when demand surges close to the Yuletide.
Government says it is discussing with the Agricultural Development Bank (ADB) to create a special unit that will offer credit facilities at affordable rates to small-scale miners and firms. This is to empower Ghanaians to go into legal and responsible mining in order not to resort to fronting for foreign nationals in this capital-intensive venture. A Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Mr. George Mrekuduka, said this at an engagement in the Ahafo North municipality of Ashanti.
Infantine Tepa is the latest mining town to get on board the community mining program started by the government. Encouraging responsible, inclusive and sustainable small-scale mining is at the heart of the community mining program. The concession, measuring about 50 acres, is under the management of Insuro Group of Companies, a wholly Ghanaian-owned company, and is part of an old concession of another indigenous medium-scale mining entity, Supercare Company. Among the community mining schemes handed over in the Ashanti region by the Lands and Natural Resources Ministry so far, this mining site appears to be the most well organized for the beginning of mining activities. The site already has temporary offices, changing rooms, gold room, reliable water supply system, washrooms, first aid center, among other required facilities. Another first called at this site is the availability of the mercury-free gold extracting machine known as Gold Chacha that has the capacity to detect about 99% of gold from the soil. At the handing over ceremony, the Ahafo Ano Municipal Chief Executive, Madam Martina Apia Nyantechi, noted that government is poised to save the environment and water bodies from wanton destruction, as was witnessed during the era of Galamsey. A Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources responsible for mines, Mr. George Mrekuduka, emphasized that small-scale mining is a preserve of only Ghanaian citizens. To stop the involvement of some Ghanaians from fronting for foreigners in small-scale mining, the Deputy Lands and Natural Resources Minister disclosed that government is working out an incentive package for indigents into the sector.
Yene bank biye dinkita ho say Omonte asye bi ewo bank wa ye friend of Minerals Development Unit.
We have discussed with some banks to support small-scale miners anytime they knock on their doors.
As part of responsible small-scale mining in the country, government has developed an award scheme to appreciate miners and firms employing best practices to protect the environment, especially water bodies and the forest.
That was your business news. The international news is next. Do stay.